Hi, I was actually just calling because um, I think I may have been exploited, and also I don't know if I may have even gone missing because I'm like currently in Kansas, but I'm not actually from Kansas. And so I have been kind of like sort of seeing what seems to be like depictions of artwork and things that I've drawn over the years and things that I've drawn as children. And so I've Oh yeah, so I've I've like seen like illustrations and depictions of myself or things that that seem like artwork that I've drawn over the years. And so, like, I actually am not from Kansas. I'm currently in Kansas. I moved here when I was 9. And so I've been seeing depictions of things that look like things that I've drawn or art that I've created. And so I've just kind of I kind of want to call and touch base and see, because I'm actually 33 years, I'm actually 31 years old right now, but like I'm seeing depictions of myself and things that kind of seem like I may have gone missing when I was like around 9. Like for Yeah, so like for example, I there are things that I've like, artwork and things that I've drawn since I was a child. And so I've been seeing these depictions of things that look like things that I've drawn and things that may be like last sightings or missing persons photos. So I was just calling to touch base and see if you had any like advice on it for someone who maybe experiencing that. So I moved to Kansas when I was 9 years old, and it actually like it just seems suspicious now. So when I was 9, when I moved here, I was under the impression that I was just moving to Kansas, but it actually seems like I was kidnapped. So I was with what I believed to be my family at the time. I just don't know if that's true now. Yes. So I actually lived in Florida, and so like my earliest memories are living in a place called Birchwood, Florida, or a place called it was a apartment complex called Birchwood in Florida, is my earliest memories. But that was when I was around like 4. Well, who I believe to be my mom and dad. I don't know. I actually don't think that they're my parents now. And I have a photo of myself that says Johnson Boy. It has my birth date on it. That's like in this book. It's like there's a book that they had, and there's a photo of me that says Johnson Boy written in permanent marker, and my birth date, which is November 18th, 1992. And so it has that, but it kind of looks like, like a photo from an orphanage or something. And so like I don't know if I was maybe if they tried to spin it as I was in foster care or something and they were my parents, but I don't know how. I just am at the moment it does not seem like they're my parents, and that's what I was just calling to see if you had heard of anything similar to that. Oh yeah, I have recently, and I think that like so I reached out to some law enforcement recently, and they're currently investigating it. It seems, but I was just trying to touch base every now and then so that people like are aware that like just so that I like I'm kind of awake and aware that like the situation is not what it seems. So I talked to the law enforcement in Merriam, Kansas, and Spring Hill, Kansas, and Overland Park, Kansas. Merriam, Kansas, that's a city in Kansas, and then Spring Hill, Kansas. Overland Park. Yes, ma'am. I had one of them gave me a case number. I don't know if I have that card though. No, ma'am. I haven't contacted any of them recently, no. And that is largely just because that, no, ma'am, I haven't had any contact recently, and that's largely because, um, so for example, I don't think that they're my parents, and so at the moment, it would be difficult to call the police because then they have to come to the house, and that might be I don't think that that would be beneficial because that would cause an altercation. Yes, ma'am. I do have a social security card. I don't have my birth certificate on hand. Yeah, they may have. I do actually think that they may have been forged or that I may have been adopted illegally because I didn't even know that that happened. Because I don't think anyone would. I don't think anyone would actually suspect that because it's so outlandish. But yeah, I do think that I may have been adopted illegally. Okay, and then what exactly is a clearinghouse? Oh, okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you. Yes, ma'am, I'm ready. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
And then I
And
also
yes.
so there's a book that I read when I was in elementary school called When Jeff Comes Home. And it matches the description of what happened actually. It's a book about a boy who is kidnapped in a van at knife point, and that is similar to what happened. And so like and he is taken to like a state that he's not from, and so like it is a fiction story, but it just seems to match the description of what happened. So I just wanted to reference that as well, just so that you were aware of it.
Oh, I see.
And then also then final question, like so I'm obviously in America, but like it is just interesting because if I were adopted illegally, I've been kind of even wondering if I'm even American. Like 'cause I genuinely don't think that they're my parents. And so I was just kind of like wondering too that it kind of seems like I might have even been from like Europe or something, and I've kind of always felt that way like my whole life, that it always seemed like I wasn't like I very much like identify as an American, but I always felt like I like culturally like may not have been. And so like that was kind of, I was just wondering that because it seemed like maybe there were like hindrances to like my identity being like resolved that may have been because I'm not American.
So when those concerns are possibly being brought in from another country, it may also be helpful to contact Interpol
What was that?
and see if they can Interpol,
Oh, okay.
INTRPOL, and they may be able to provide you with some additional assistance and direction as well.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so
And
much.
like on their website, if you scroll down to the bottom where there's kind of like fine print where has like cookie policies, privacy policy, terms of use, and things like that. There's also an option for contact Interpol, and it'll take you to a page on how to contact them for various crimes regarding missing persons, wanted persons, and some other international crimes to deal with.
Okay, perfect.
Okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Take care now.
Bye.